Welcome. My name is Making Sang, first name Making, and you are watching the FOMO Creator Show. How are you? Are you well? After a long sabbatical, because I've been feeling all the feels, I'm feeling a little bit low and all sorts of other shenanigans. Had a break, but now I'm back. Now, FOMO means the fear of missing out. And if you want to know how to sell out your next conference, festival, digital challenge, your product, your service, you want to raise more money for charity, you have come to the right place. Now, today we are going to be talking about how to generate FOMO for your next launch in 4 steps. The title of this talk was a talk that I delivered at Adventures in Marketing last week, and so I just wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of what I did last week. Now, for those of you who haven't been able to see my my socials in the last couple of weeks, then you may not have heard of Adventures in Marketing, which is something that I need to work on. But for those of you who did know, then hopefully I'll get to teach you a little bit more. Now, what is Adventures in Marketing? It is a fabulous conference that was held in Scotland last week, and it is held by the fabulous Nikki Hutchison and Abby C. They saw a gap in the market. There aren't any marketing conferences in Scotland, so they decided to create one. They created one last year. It went really, really well, and they are back, and it was wonderful. Now, last year I actually spoke, and I guess I did well from the feedback because they asked me back, and they also asked me to be their official FOMO creator as well, which was amazing. So this year we heard from some incredible speakers: Elizabeth Goddard, Karen Arthur, Teresa Heath Waring. Oh my gosh, Teresa Heath Waring, she was amazing. Osman Sharif, and you can see there's a whole host of other people there as well. We have some panelists. Really ought to look at my my prompter notes from the flyer here. Now, Jo Simpson couldn't make it because she had COVID, poor Jo, but she's back next year. Yay! And we had Howie, the influencer, and also on the panelist that was hosted by Colin Gray, we had Vanessa Canby, Laura Magines, hope I've pronounced your name right, Laura, Lynette Gray, and the fabulous Mandy Bailey as well. And it was a fabulous conference. I learned a lot as well as creating FOMO. Caught up with some incredible friends, met some new people, and also had some potential opportunities as well, which was amazing. And hopefully, a conference should be that for you as well. Now, when I have guests on my FOMO Creator Show, I normally like to ask them, how did we meet? And I like to give people an idea how we met, just so that I don't invite any Tom, Dick and Harry and say this person is my friend. I genuinely like, and I think people like to know where I've met people as well. So Nikki and Abby, I actually met them through the fabulous Andrew and Pete, who were the first clients who I pitched to when I came back to the UK after being away in Australia for 6 years. And I pitched to them to create FOMO for them at their first Atomicon conference in 2019. That's where I met the fabulous Nikki. And I've joined some of her programs. I joined her membership. We've worked together as well. So I've been a FOMO creator for her too. And in the charge, in her membership, that's where I met the fabulous Abby C. And I guess that when they were decided to create this conference, that's when they hired me to speak last year. And then, of course, create FOMO for them this year as well. But this isn't about me. This is all about you guys. And the title of the show, which is how to generate FOMO for your next launch in 4 steps. Now, FOMO, for those of you who are not down with kids, means the fear of missing out. And as I said at the start of the show, in business, it's a good thing. I've been a FOMO creator for a gazillion years. I did it for myself by accident. And a lot of people came to me and said, oh, can you do that for me too? And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. Absolutely. And that's how it started, really. And I've been creating FOMO ever since on lots of different platforms, on Twitter, which was my first love, now on Instagram, done it on LinkedIn, done it on Facebook as well, and YouTube as well. I'm sure that in the future, Threads will come into being as well. Now, this isn't about me. This is all about you guys. And this was the title of my talk, How to Generate FOMO for Your Next Launch in 4 Steps. Now, I will give you access to the slides at the end of the show, but I don't want to give you absolutely everything because that would be unfair for the attendees that came to Adventures in Marketing, right? But I also want to generate a bit of FOMO myself, okay? And that's what I'm doing here, practicing what I'm preaching by not giving you absolutely everything to do with my talk. Now, when you have a launch, when you are selling your product, when you are selling your book, then we can generate that buzz and excitement of FOMO and get people so buzzed and excited about what you do that they want to buy from you. And so I laid out 4 steps. And if you notice, the first letter in each step spells the word FOMO. So we talked about addressing the fear, feel the fear of FOMO it anyway, owning your ABCs, generating momentum, and on the day, because the best time to market your next event is at this one. The best time to promote your next conference, your next book launch is at this one. And this is a strategy that we use in Adventures in Marketing as well. Now, as I say, I'm not going to give you absolutely everything to do with the talk from last week, but when I do invite my guests, I do talk about the ABCs of FOMO, and A means authentic authority. So how do you show up as an expert in your field? And this is how I showed up as an expert in my field. So when I was delivering the talk last week, I was actually hired and positioned in the conference to ensure that the energy was raised in the room. So after lunch, after the tea break, it's what's known as the graveyard shift. And so because of my high energy, because of what I was talking about, I came up onto the stage with pom-poms. Because I haven't been to the gym for a while, I was knackered and I ran out of breath, but everyone was laughing with me, not at me, which was great. And so I can showcase my authority by talking about FOMO. And so I was explaining how business owners, attendees of the conference, how they can show up and showcase their authority by writing blog posts, by appearing on podcasts, writing your emails. However you show up for your audience, you need to showcase that you are an expert in your field. And then I talked about BTS. No, I don't mean that K-pop global pop sensation. I mean behind the scenes. And so this is just a snapshot of behind the scenes, the kind of work that I did for Adventures in Marketing. So as well as creating a bit of buzz and excitement before the conference to try and sell tickets, what I also did was shared some of that content onto my own platform just to show a little bit of behind the scenes of what I do, but also to help push tickets along with them, because I absolutely love Nikki and Abby. So this is just a screenshot of some of the things that I did on Instagram, and also with the post that I shared, rather than do a complete copy of the content that I shared from Adventures in Marketing into my own platform, I actually explained why this particular piece was a good piece for FOMO, why this particular piece of content was good for FOMO as well, to help inspire all my lurkers who are reading the post, just to inspire them in their business so that they can think about how they can create content for the lurkers as well. Which brings me on to C, which is create content for the lurkers, because let's face it, we've all got lurkers on the socials, right? We've all got people who are looking at our stuff, looking at our stories, looking on our Instagram, looking on our Facebook, Twitter, Threads, wherever you are, but they don't like, they don't comment, they don't share your post, but they are there. And when the time is right for them, they will slide into your DMs. So that's the kind of thing that I was talking about. So I I also created content for the lurkers for Adventures in Marketing, who are my clients last week, and as well as creating 79 Instagram stories for them, I also created 6 detailed Instagram posts. Again, I don't want to show all the speakers, all of their content onto that Instagram post, but I do want to give a little buzz of excitement to let people know what they've missed. And if they liked what they heard, then hopefully they will book onto the next event. Now, I've got a little video to show just to give a little bit of a break, just to explain the next segment. That video always makes me laugh. Back to the FOMO. Now, the big $1,000,000 question is, does FOMO work? Well, spoiler alert, yes, it does. And if I just want to give a little extract from one of the posts, okay, looking at Instagram, as I mentioned, I did 79 stories. I did 4 Instagram posts, 1 carousel for the panel that was speaking last week. I did 1 Instagram reel as well. And I looked at the best performing post a couple of days ago, so the stats will have increased since then. But 51% of the followers of Adventures in Marketing actually this post reached that amount of people. Had 13 likes, which is great, and 13 comments. And the most important bit is there were 5 website clicks. Now, that shows that when you create FOMO on the day, things happen. Okay, people want to know, they want to find out more, and especially if you create really engaging content, which is what I did. People want to know more. So the fact that people clicked on the website means they want to find out what Adventures in Marketing is all about. And that's why when you are having a launch of your next business, your next product, your next service, selling your next book or whatever it is, whatever event that you are creating on the day itself, you need to hire someone dedicated to create that FOMO for you so that the lurkers who didn't come to your event, they will definitely book on or possibly book on or definitely find out more about it, just like those 5 people who clicked on the website. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And even more happened later on as well, which we'll come on to. So, does FOMO work? It absolutely does, because Adventures in Marketing sold out of their super duper early bird tickets. How cool is that? That's pretty amazing. You can see a big sold out stamp on the right hand side there, but there are still tickets that you can get, which are the early bird tickets. And again, there is limited availability. So Abby and Nikki are creating FOMO, aren't they? They are generating that buzz and excitement. And if you don't get your ticket now, you are going to miss out. So can you see how hiring someone dedicated to create that FOMO, that buzz and excitement, whether it's stories, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, YouTube videos, tweets, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn posts, all that buzz and excitement, and getting people to get involved in that buzz and excitement with you can generate that fear of missing out. The lurkers will get buzzed and excited. They'll think, oh, I've got to book my next ticket, or I've got to find out more. So it definitely worked, didn't it? They sold out their early super duper early bird tickets. That was amazing. So if you did want to get your tickets, I'm not paid at all to mention it. I just absolutely love their conference, and partly the reason why I love the conference is, as I say, it's great for networking, great for making new friends, great for catching up with old friends. And you never know who you bump into and have conversations with. Now, I've got a bit of a confession to make. I was really, really nervous before I spoke at the event, and so nervous, in fact, I didn't actually sleep. I think I was awake for 30 odd hours, and actually a total of 44 in the end. I was so worried, I wanted to do a good job. I wasn't sure imposter syndrome or kicked in. I was comparing myself to others and all this kind of nonsense. But my friends, they could see that I wasn't myself. and they were giving me really supportive comments. They were giving me hugs. They were cheering from the sidelines with pom-poms with me, even though I brought my own pom-poms. And as I said, 5 minutes before I got onto the stage, everything just clicked into place. Now, if I didn't have those friends like Nikki, like Abby, like Andrew and Pete, Tim Lewis, whole bunch of other people as well, who I mentioned in a couple of my posts, then I wouldn't have been able to get on stage. And that's what the power of going to conferences is all about. Knowing that people are there to cheer you on. As I say, it's great for meeting new people. Great to learn from speakers as well, and a lot of attendees mentioned that they learned a lot from me, and even some of the speakers learned from me as well, which is great. And I learned from a lot of the speakers too. So it really is a great conference, and I really would love you to come next year. I'm not getting paid to say this, as I've said, but if you do go and book your ticket, please do go to adventuresinmarketing.uk/tickets and go and grab your ticket. I know it's not until next year, but if you buy it now, it'll be at the super duper price, and yeah, it'll be lovely to see you there. You'll not regret it, I assure you. Now, at this segment of the show, if I was to have a guest, I would generally give a shout out to them, or give them an opportunity to give themselves a bit of a FOMO promo, and so. I'm going to give a bit of a FOMO promo to myself, really. Why not? Why not? Slideshare.net/making-sang. That's where you'll find all of my presentations that I've done in the past. I've customized a lot of presentations, or may have amalgamated a few, updated them with new stories, and so on. And so you can go to slideshare.net/making-sang, and you can download the latest slides there. Now, when you go to the website, it will show you my oldest slides. So if you click on see all in the top right hand corner, then you'll see my latest slides and you can download them. Now, if you've got any questions at all, slide into my DMs and let's book a call and let's talk FOMO. That's my little sales promo pitch share for the day. And it looks like we've got my fabulous brother Mark saying hi there. Sounds like you're having a blast. Thanks, Mark. Yes, it was an incredible time. Learned a lot, and Mark, I would really like you to come to a conference one of these days. Maybe we'll talk about it next time you come over to see us. It'll be great to see you there. But thanks for watching it this far, Mark. And thank you. I think there's a couple of people watching over on Instagram as well. There is a new feature where I can broadcast to Instagram, which I'm trying out at the moment. So it's actually lovely to see some of you there. Hopefully it's loaded, but if not, I will upload the video afterwards. I had a few glitches last week when I tried to upload the video onto Instagram, but you can also catch a replay on my YouTube channel, FOMO Creator, as well, if you've missed any of this video. So I think that's everything really. This was my first show, so after being away for a while, I normally have a few people who turn up and we have a bit of an interaction. There's a few Q&As and bits and pieces, and of course if I'm speaking to somebody as well, then there's a lot more to be said there, but I'm obviously a little bit rusty. And the show is rather short today. But if I can just remind you all to please consider going to adventuresinmarketing.uk/tickets to get your ticket. Go and have a read about it. Have a read of some of the incredible speakers that they've had in the past, go and talk to people and see what people think about the conference. If you go to Adventures in Marketing on Instagram, you'll be able to see some of the testimonials that the conference received from last year. Some of the people who attended, it was the first conference last year, and some people who attended who had a great time and they learned stuff. They shared their thoughts, and I'm sure that in time the testimonials will come for this particular year as well. And if you've got any questions, as I said, please do get in touch. I've got a lot of social media posts on Instagram, and the other platforms as well that describe a little bit into what I do. And so, if you've got a up and coming product or service launch or something like that, and you'd like to know more on how I can create FOMO for you, or I can teach you how to create FOMO for yourself, then please do join us. Now, next week, I'm actually going to be away. So if I get time, I might do a pre-recording, but probably what's more likely is that I'll do a video a week later. So next week, I'm a bit proper excited actually because I've been getting FOMO for many years. Theo Pathetis, do you remember him from Dragon's Den fame? He runs an incredible community called the Small Business Sunday community. So that's a hashtag SBS. Started on Twitter, now branched out onto Instagram. And it's an opportunity for business owners to talk to each other. And, feeling in business can often feel like the loneliest place on the planet. But it doesn't need to be when you go into communities like SBS and start talking honestly and openly. Some people talk openly on a Twitter chat. Some people might have DMs and have private conversations. And it doesn't really matter, either or. But as long as you don't feel alone, that's the main thing. Now, what Theo Pathetis does is he actually has a competition, and it can often take people several times before they win. But you can actually apply to be a SBS winner, and you can state why you should be a winner. So after seeing a lot of my friends being SBS winners, a lot of people say, well, you should be, you should apply. You should be an SBS winner too. So after getting a bit of advice from people, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. So I did a video explaining who it is, who I am and what I do. And I won on the first attempt, which is amazing. I know that some people took 7 or 8 or 9 attempts before they actually won. So I feel ever so proud. And as a reward for winning, you get invited to a fabulous conference. And that's where I'm heading to next week. So in Birmingham, the SBS conference, there's going to be some incredible speakers, really inspiring speakers. It's going to be networking, photo shoots, an opportunity to meet Theo Pathetis very briefly. And apparently we also get a lovely certificate to say that we are an SBS winner as well. So that's amazing. So I'm going to be hanging out with one of our previous guests, the fabulous Rachel Spencer, who is a wonderful, wonderful, supportive friend of mine, and she's incredible. We've talked with each other about FOMO, and then she invited me to speak to her community about FOMO. So she ran a membership that was to help pet businesses gain more publicity. And so when it comes to FOMO is about bridging the gap between social media and PR. And so I created a customized training course to deliver within her membership to encourage the pet businesses to show up more and break the internet with their fabulous content, and it was great. Love delivering the course. So I'm actually going to be hanging out with some of the people who attended that course, and I'm going to be meeting new people as well. And Rachel also won as an SBS winner. So she has a pet business for a pet business membership to help people. Pet businesses gain more PR, and she also invested in created another business, as if she's not busy enough. which is a bricks and mortar, and it's a retreat, a hotel that is pet friendly, which is amazing. So if you wanted to, have a quick getaway and invite your pets with you, then she has a place that does that, which is amazing. So that's a great place for pet businesses, or any business actually, just have a break. Maybe wannabe writers just need a break, a bit of a retreat. You can definitely go there. So I'm actually going there, going to SBS next week with Rachel, which is incredible. So anyway, there's me wittering on. If you do have any questions at all, do pop them up. If you're on LinkedIn, you can definitely, pop in a comment and I'll be able to see your comments. With all of the other platforms, I can't see the comments, but I will have a look later. So if you do want to ask me any questions about what I've talked about today, please do feel free to add a comment to the video. Or if you're a little bit shy, and that's okay too, no judgment here, slide into my DMs and ask your question there. But I promise you, if you ask the question publicly, other people will have been thinking that question too. So if I can answer it publicly, then you'll be helping other people out as well. That's all about creating content for the lurkers, right? Because people will want to look at the question and they'll also want to see the answer as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. It it has been a little bit. As I say, it has been my first video, and I haven't done this in a good few weeks now. So I was a little bit rusty, but the tech seemed to work really well, and I'm sure that with my next show, it will be a little bit better. Now, one of the other reasons that I was away for a while is that unfortunately my co-host, my 15-year-old one-eyed cat Twinkle, unfortunately we had to say goodbye to her just after Christmas. And so sometimes she used to come into the videos, or she'd just sit beside me, and she's in the credits as my co-host. And so yeah, and I think I'd like to leave her there because I'm sure her spirit is around, and she's definitely in our thoughts. So I'm going to roll the credits, and rest in peace, Twinkle. I'm dedicating a show to a cat. How cool is that? If I don't see you next week, I'll definitely be back the week after to tell you all about SBS, and also we'll have some future shows with some incredible guests as well, to talk about all things FOMO, to help inspire you on how you can create FOMO in your business. All right then. Well, thanks everybody. This has been the FOMO Creator Show. My name is Making Sang, first name May King, and I'll see you next time.